All right, episode 19 of season 4. Kaylee says Synchrony. I'll go with that. That sounds right. Okay. Okay. Pro tip. I know we don't do these much anymore, but I need to start doing them every episode. Pro tip. And this is so... I feel this so much in my bones. Like, it's never happened to me. But if it ever did, listen to me. If anyone ever runs up to you and is like, you're gonna die. Something's gonna happen to you. You're gonna get hit by a bus. I've seen it. Blah, blah, blah. If they start yelling this shit at you, just put your ego aside for 2 fucking seconds and just listen to the person. I know they might sound like a crazy person, but I don't know, man. If someone was like, don't get on this flight. It's gonna go down. And he's like screaming at the airport, this and that. I'm taking the next one. We're just gonna take, probably nothing's gonna happen. But if someone runs up to you and starts screaming this shit, just listen. Just listen.
I think especially if they're being, like, very specific about something.
Sure. He gives them, like, specific things.
Yeah. Yeah, versus just kind of being, like, generally, like, we're all gonna die.
Oh, well, sure. You have those people on the side of the street with the microphone or the megaphones that are like, you're going to hell.
That's different. But when somebody comes up and is like...
They're like, Jason.
Yeah, they, like, know who you are.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, too. You've never met them.
Did you graduate from Edison High School in year 2000? I'd be like, okay, I'm listening to this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't graduate. I was of the graduating class of 2000, but I didn't graduate.
No.
Whatever.
I did not.
I'd be like, you don't know me, you son of a bitch. I'm going to walk right in front of this bus and nothing's going to happen. They don't listen. He gets hit by the bus. Yeah. He's dead. And so
it's a good opening.
Yeah.
Very sci-fi opening.
Yeah, very like Back to the Future.
If you kill your grandfather's uncle or whatever that thing is. The
paradox. Mm-hmm. I called it from pretty much the second it opened. I'm like, it was going to be a time travel episode.
Yeah.
This guy has this. He's working on this formula. It actually is the chick who does it. But they work on this formula to freeze things instantly.
Yeah.
And this is for, like, potentially, like, space travel, time travel, whatever. Because if you can freeze the body at absolute zero fast enough, then you can thaw it out fast enough well enough or whatever the hell to be able to thaw the body out. Plus, supposedly the heat of what would generate in like a wormhole, it's countered by the cool whatever the hell that they do in this science experiment, and that was what's able to like freeze their bodies or also time travel. So that's all we need. We just need to get something cold really fast and we can go back in time. But he can't go forward.
I have like no.
So it's a one-way trip, like Terminator.
I don't want to go back in time. Like I would never want to like really like be back in time, but I would like to like have like a window that I could like
peer through.
Yeah, like watch things. Like I would just observe. Like that would be fun to me to like just see people like back in time. But I wouldn't want to like actually
young again.
I wouldn't want to interact with anybody.
I'd go back in time if it made me young again.
Yeah, with your same memories.
Yeah, and then I'd buy a bunch of stock in Amazon and Apple, and I'd be fucking loaded. And then as soon as like cryptocurrency came out, I'd invest a shitload in Bitcoin when it was like 2 cents, and then it went up to like $25,000 or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. No. I would know what Super Bowls to bet on. I would. That's the best thing.
But how would you though? Because like that's the thing. If you go back in time, don't you change like that?
I wouldn't change
timeline,
like Amazon.
No,
I
but
wouldn't change anything like that magnitude. But I'd change like my immediate life. Sure.
I mean, like, but like the fact that you go back in time, I feel like that's a new timeline. So I don't know that you have a guarantee that things will happen the same way.
No.
You know what I mean?
But if you...
But maybe not.
I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
Money is always the thing I think about most when I think of time travel. Like, if I could just go back, like, a week, I could play the lotto numbers, and my life would be exponentially better.
I just think it'd be cool to see people from, like, the 1600s and just, like...
Oh, I'm not going back to this.
No, that's why I said the window. The window. Yeah, I just want to look at them. Or, like, go back and look at dinosaurs.
Not getting the fucking Black Plague.
No. I don't want to go. I just want to be in, like, a little... Or, like, a bubble that, like, I can just, like, have, like, a 360 view, but I'm, like, not really there. But then I can, like, see, like, people from the old times.
Yeah, this is called
like,
movies.
No, it's not.
That's the window.
I want to really see the real deal. I want to see the dinosaurs. I would see all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff would absolutely blow your mind because
oh my God.
It's, we're just guessing. Like scientists,
That's what I mean.
They do their best, they guess, and then there's a lot of stories that are fabricated like, oh my God. I think of all these different stories throughout history that we've heard with like George Washington on the front of the boat, like standing all proudful and like bullshit. That's what it looks. That's not how he did it. I guarantee it.
I just am so curious about like how people like interacted and stuff because we live in a time like the 1900s or like, just any time after the Industrial Revolution is a totally different world than before. So it's like. Crazy. I feel like you can look at like videos like movies and stuff from like the 1920s or like even like the early 1900s.
You can see something.
You can you still have like a similarity of like
a reference point.
Yeah, even if it's like anyway. But
moving on.
Moving on. This
I could talk about time
this
travel all
guy's
day.
name is Jason, I think.
Yes.
And so old Jason is going around trying to kill the people that are involved in creating this.
Yeah.
And
this is very like Terminator shutting down Skynet.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I don't know why I called it Skynet. Skynet.
They're
I don't
like,
know why I said knit.
I don't know how to knit. I don't know if that's actually the right motion.
That's the mother of my kids. That's her whole life now is knitting for some reason.
Anyway, like, so he like injects them with the freezy thing. They get frozen and he does it to one of the doctors.
Yeah.
And he's just frozen and they try to go like thaw him out.
This is such a horrible death.
And it's awful because they thaw him out and they're like, oh yeah, we did it, and then he starts to heat up and just like lights on fire.
His temperature rises so heavy internally he bursts into flames. I just don't see that our bodies would have the capacity to light itself on fire, although spontaneous combustion? Is spontaneous combustion a fucking myth? That's a myth, right?
I don't think so.
Does that really happen?
I haven't looked into it.
People just like
freaky.
Blow up.
I think it's real.
I thought I had heard that like some people like fall asleep with a cigarette lit and that like burns them up, or if you just try to light a really really big fart and just it gets up in you.
I don't know. I haven't looked. We had another. We kind of had an episode actually. I think in season 1 that was sort of like spontaneous combustion because it was the fire guy that could like combust things. I don't know, but this is not spontaneous combustion. This is like some chemical reaction to that, what is it?
The freezing.
The freezing agent.
Yeah, whatever.
And yeah. When old Jason is like telling them like we created a world with no history and like no past and it's horrible and like all this stuff, I was just like, ooh. To be that person that's like, I'm gonna have to go back in time. Or it always reminds me now of Lunopolis, kind of, because it's like, we gotta restart everything.
Yeah. Old Jason touches new young Jason and holds them long enough that they burst into flames.
I was confused. I don't know why that happened. That too. I couldn't understand it.
I thought maybe it had something to do with like the paradox of like you can't touch each other, but he touched him I don't think so. Somewhere else in here.
I feel like he did some. I don't know. I couldn't figure out why that happened either.
So here's the real question: if Jason goes back in time and gives Jason a hand job, is that gay?
No, it's you. That's
it's
just
you giving your. It's just masturbation, right?
Yeah.
But it's like if someone walked in on you, they'd be like, "Look at these gay guys going at it," and you'd be like, "No, dude, I'm fucking myself. This is totally fine."
You're that guy that would be like, "I want to have sex with myself."
These are the things that keep me up at night. I'm like, "Come on, Jason, it's not gay," and I'm like, a good point.
What sucks about this, though, is that after all of that, even this girl, the scientist that does end up creating it, like, she gets frozen and Scully saves her life.
Yeah.
By, like, lowering her back into the water
Scully
or whatever.
friggin' destroys the world by doing this.
Yes.
Should have let her burn.
Yeah, because this lady... But what I was saying is that even though this lady has seen somebody literally time travel to stop this, instead it just makes her create it anyway. So, and this is what Mulder and Scully, like, talk about afterwards, where it's, like... kind of like a fated thing.
Well, this
like
is...
how nothing's really going to change
Yeah.
because it was kind of already meant to happen like this.
So as much as people don't like Terminator 3, I'm a big fan of it. I saw it in theaters, loved it then, still love it. But one of the things in Terminator 3 is that you can't stop fate. That Judgment Day is inevitable. That it can't be stopped. No matter what you do, Skynet's just replaced by something else. Like, there's the inevitability of things to come. It's Murphy's Law. It's like anything that can happen will happen. And so they might stop this girl, but then another Skynet will pop up a month later who's also working on the same thing. We're not, we don't only create one thing with one mind, right? There's always going to be minds that come around and think of the same shit.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. It's that zeitgeist that just, like, people start getting the same idea around the world at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we have a collective unconscious.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, she continues to keep working on it, and it's all for nothing. I mean, this guy comes back in time, he dies, he kills himself, and it doesn't matter because she's the one that fixes it. And it's like, why didn't you kill her? He tried. He froze her, and he thought that was it. He thought he was successful.
Yeah.
Nope, he wasn't.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks because, yeah, that's like I think they say like 20 to 30 years. So really, that should be addressed in the new season.
I was going to say, that season 11 should be...
at least 20 years.
Everyone should be like, there's no history. There's no future.
Yeah.
We got to go back.
Yeah.
So maybe they altered it. Maybe this is the alternate reality that they, splintered. She now knows, like, we got to, put some parameters around this.
Maybe.
Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. So that's that.
Yeah.
She lives. She kills the world. Thanks, Scully.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go back in time and blow myself. Not gay. I'll see you in the comments.
I'm going to go watch people in the past. Bye. Bye.